Today we're going to be tying up a fantastic Irish shrimp for a really dead low water in summertime. So white thread, it's going to be a bright body as always, and then we're going to use silver oval as the tag and also the rib. Okay, so just secure that in underneath, and I bring my thread up to where it starts bending round, usually above the hook points. This is where I start creating my rib. Okay, so 3 or 4 turns there, and then I've tucked it in between the hooks, and then it's secured in underneath. Okay, and then we can cut this off and use this for later. Okay, so the tail for the fly isn't typical of an Irish shrimp. It's usually golden pheasant breast, but this time it's golden pheasant rump. So it's the yellow, obviously. Green Highlander is yellow and green, so we're going to use a yellow. So what I do here whenever I'm tying on my Irish shrimps is I expose the tip. Okay, I always wax the thread, and then I secure that in quite a bit up the feather, or up the shank. So that means the tip and a few fibres are secured in, and then that means there's plenty of wraps, wax wraps to secure that in, and I can begin wrapping. So with these fibres you don't need to double them by training them, you can just double them by wetting your hands. Okay. Probably 2 turns would be enough. You probably only get that out of these rump feathers anyway. Okay. And then you've seen me do this in other videos. I usually just blow the rear. So I'm going to take this hook out. That gives a good distribution of the fibres. I'm going to put the hook back into the vise. I'm going to draw all those fibres going forward back as well. Just do this again. Use your wet fingers if needs be. And then we want to just bring our thread up to the tag there, which means that the fibres will start to splay over the tag and help whenever you're pulsing this fly in low water. If you wanted, you can add on some flesh at this stage, but I don't think you'll really need it for this. Okay, so the rear of the body is going to be yellow floss. So just get yourself a piece of yellow floss. Then I'm going to just double it up. And this is going to be secured in at the top. Okay, and then as I'm going down, I'm also going to secure in the rib, which is going to be silver oval again. I'm going to secure that in at the bottom. Okay, just trim off any excess as you go along. Then bring your thread up to about nearly half of the body, or maybe just a wee bit more than half. They say 3/5. Then we just start winding on our yellow floss. Okay. And likewise, we'll follow up the floss of our silver rib. 3 or 4 turns will be more than enough. Okay, then at this stage we'll trim off any excess. And we'll get our mid hackle. So our mid hackle is going to be orange. I have an orange hackle fibre or feather ready here. And I just break off the tip, wax my thread, then I expose a few fibres, and that means I can secure those fibres in and double it back again. Okay, then we're going to just start training our fibres to point inwards using the back of our scissors. Okay, and I'm going to just do 2 wraps of this. Looking at the feather and also the size of the hook, I think 2 wraps would be more than enough fibres. Okay, so this stage is very similar to Band Special, which is another deadly low water Irish shrimp fly. So you can see how this would work well. This fly has actually caught me probably my lowest low water salmon. That was in drought conditions a few years back. Okay, so just neaten things up, and again we'll start preparing our body for the front section. So again, your silver oval will be your rib, and then this time your body's going to be green floss. So use the weight of the bobbin if you prefer, and screw the green floss on top. Okay, I'm also going to whip finish here as I'm going to change my thread. Okay, so just add on your black thread as normal. Okay, and then we can start adding on our green front body. Just bring that down to the head area. And a few turns to secure that in, and then follow that up with maybe 2 turns or 3 if you can off your rib. A few turns to secure, and then just neaten up as you go along. Okay, so this fly has jungle cock, so you can have them roofed or you can have them to the side. It's entirely up to yourself. Just put them on. I'm going to put them on lightly here first to have a look. Okay, and then once you're happy, add on a little bit of glue. This is really secure it in. No super glue thread wraps will save you on turns, especially when we're tying on a size 14 hook here. Okay, so give those a wee second to dry. As I'm doing that, I can prepare the next hackle, which is going to be green. It's fluorescent green. Okay, so that's the tip broken ready. Then we'll just trim off our waist ends. And now we expose a few fibres from our break of our hackle. Wax our thread, although you probably don't need to now because there's still tacky super glue. A few turns, bring those fibres back. Another few turns. Okay, then we'll just train our fibres, point inwards. And likewise, similar to the mid hackle, I'm just going to do two wraps. So after the first wrap, I'm going to remove what I suspect will be the excess from the next wrap. Okay, there's quite a few fibres pointing forward there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the ones going forward, including the stalk, and just secure those in. At the same time I'm building up the head here and neatening things up. And then we can just get our hackle stalk and remove that. And the last thing we need to do is just do our whip finish, and that is your Moy Green Highlander shrimp. as always folks, hopefully you found that useful. And if you did, do let us know below in the comments. Check out the other videos coming up on screen now. Until next time, thanks very much. All the best.